right, so we're getting back to work on the Onyx Off-Road Build Challenge bread van. But I want to let you guys know, our freedom sale from the 4th of July was extended until the end of July. So make sure you guys click the link, RobbieLayton.com. Go get you some merch. Look at this. You guys can support us through Deja Blue. Look at that. Use code FREEDOM for 30% off the entire site. All right, so getting back to work on the Onyx Off-Road Build Challenge build. I'm gonna finish boxing in the frame. Hillbilly's gonna finish welding up the trusses. Sean is doing Sean's stuff over in the other shop. He's fabricating some wheel lips, doing some really cool stuff, and he's building some cabinets. He's got a lot of stuff going on, but got a lot of welding to do, got a lot of trussing to do. But by the end of the video, this thing is gonna be sitting on its wheels and tires. Well, on its borrowed wheels and tires, because we're gonna take them off my Jeep. We're just gonna get to work.
Okay, on the axles to start off, before I can weld the trusses on, I have to go through and just finish grinding some of the stuff up, so that way the truss will sit on the axle the way it's supposed to, so.
All right, I've got the bottom side of all 3 of these plates welded, so they're fully done. I need to build a template for this side. We'll get that boxed in. And then this back section. So it's coming along pretty nice. I think I'm gonna leave this cross member for now, so I'm just gonna do box end plates to here, front and rear. This one, I believe, is coming out, so we'll chop that one out, but we're gonna leave this in place, and we'll box from there to here. Yeah, that'll pretty much get us all the way through the frame. We'll eventually eliminate this. We're gonna build a new cross member because we're gonna put a strut tower in, and we'll kind of do something that ties it all together, but that's not today. Hillbilly's working on the trusses. You can see where he's at. Sean's working on the bus, or Sean's working on the van, so we're getting a lot of stuff done.
I'm done grinding. Mentally.
Done?
Not physically, mentally.
You just started.
Just started. Not a lot done, but a lot more to go. Got to knock this all flat with here, because it humps up and it braces it in that. Got a bunch to grind here, all the way around. Got the top part right here grinded, so I have to roll the axle and get the bottom part.
You're gonna look all. You're gonna have that metal dust all over you again.
Not like I did before. That was a lot because I had to do a bunch of cutting. Now it's just grinding, so it shouldn't be as bad. Fingers crossed. So I'm just gonna get back to grinding.
All right, so Robbie had to go take care of a few things. So he gave me the task to go through and finish grinding where he's got to still plate it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind everything. He said I can go ahead and get rid of this cross member here. So I'll just grind down these rivets there, and the top. Get that removed, but first I'm gonna just start grinding. I'll start from where we left off here, grind all the way through to right here on both sides. I'll take that out and then I'll finish grinding out the rest of the way. So we'll show you guys along as we go. All right, so I got everything ground down. I got the pins popped out. So now I'm gonna see if I can tap this cross member out. Just like that.
Okay, I got the whole axle all grounded up, cleaned up. So now I'll get all the inside of this welded. Once I get the outside welded, and I can take this off. So here we go.
Okay, like I said, I got everything ground down. That one cross member taken out, and so I started building some cardboard templates so he can cut it out with the plasma and get it all welded in. I'll show you guys what I've been doing. So I built that one. I just got it taped in there so when he gets back we can check it out and see if he's okay with it. And then I went ahead and mocked up this one right here. I gotta do a little trimming right there, just a little too much of an arch there. And I'm hoping with this one that it's just mirrored over to that side, so we can cut the exact same to that side. And then we'll have to do 2 little boxes here and there. And then he has to run a plate from there to come over there and then cap that.
All right, so Colton made me this template and trace it out, cut it out, and we're gonna box the frame in. Got it. All right, let's go in and grind this up.
So I'm grinding these ears down a little bit so that way it will sit on the axle tight and flush like it's supposed to and be sitting flat on the truss bracing, so.
Okay, so Robbie asked me to take these ginormous tires and rims off. So I got the front on jack stands. I got the rear lifted up. I got to go around and grab 2 more jack stands. I'll get it set on there. Then I'm going to pull these off, take them inside, get them away from the wasp colony. Okay, so I got everything on jack stands. It's all stable. Shouldn't be going anywhere, so I'm going to pull these tires off, wheel them inside. I think I only got 2 studs on each one. They're just for mock-up, so shouldn't be much to take these off. There's 1, 3 more to go.
Okay, I got the trusses all welded up on the steel part of the axle. Now it's time to do the part I don't like because I don't feel safe, but I haven't had a problem yet. And that's welding the differential housing, which is cast iron. You have to heat up the cast iron to get the molecules moving, and then once you weld it, you reheat it, and it will help expand the molecules. And when it cracks, it's called stress cracks, and that's what we're trying to prevent.
And that is Science with Hillbilly. I need to notch this down a little bit and then my plate will fit. Check it out, we just got these in the mail. The all new Milwaukee rechargeable light. These are True View, blah, blah, blah. Super freaking cool. You can hang them on a pipe. They're magnetic. You can stand them up. They unveiled these at Pipeline and they are awesome. So we'll get them plugged in, get them charging, and show you guys how these work. Now, I have a brake, a bracket that mounts here that needs to go inside the frame. So I got to figure that out before I can cap this. And then I got to make a stencil here. Got a few more little odds and ends. All right, so this is a brace that goes inside the frame and it holds the brake pedal assembly. So I've got some nuts in here we're gonna weld. They're lock nuts, so I made it to where we didn't lock them. I only want them to lock once we bolt something on it. So I'll weld these on, install it, and then we'll put the plate over it. All right, we got this all welded up. We'll bolt it in and weld the sucker in for good. Oh, we're gonna have to, we'll notch our plate around it. So we need to clean it up is what we need to do. Didn't realize that.
Does it stick out a little bit?
Yeah, it's no big deal.
1 eternity later.
We can weld it and weld our plate to it. And it has a place for the brake to attach. All right, got a few more things to do. We can't put the plate over it. So we'll go clean it up and we'll weld it in. Now, we gotta size this down to fit. All right, so it looks like Hillbilly is just about done with the truss, but we're going to lunch because we're hungry. So we'll be right back.
Okay, front axle's done, so I moved it out of the way. Got the rear axle moved up here where all my tools are. I need to get all this ground down, get these cut off, the spring purchase cut off, get all these hoses or brake lines removed, get the e-brake cable and all that removed from both sides, and then I have to pull this breather out, weld that hole up, and because we're going to relocate it because this doesn't sit where it needs to because of the breather. So I gotta pull that out, weld it up, and then grind all this up, put this brace on, and weld all right here.
All right, so from cardboard template to cut out of steel to ground up fit, we got one side on in about 2 hours. Got the other one on the ground, but you know what? It fits. It fits really well.
Both axles are done with the trusses. There's still a lot of the stuff we have to do to the axles, but the trusses part is done, so.
Now you need to put tires on them.
I don't know if the stand will hold tires, especially those tires.
Robbie said next he needs to put tires on them.
Oh, well, I guess we're gonna put tires on it and see if it falls. If it falls, we know where we need to strengthen to that. Time to pick these big Larrys on there.
Up, uppity up, up, up.
The
Don't fit.
cart
Wrong
is
size.
falling.
They don't fit. No way. So we ran into an issue. The wheels on my Jeep are 8 on 6.5. We need 8 on 170. I didn't realize that that's the case. So they're not going to fit for mock-up. I got an idea. I can build some stands and go on the axle and put the axle at the height of these 20s. All right, that's what we'll do. We'll build some stands.
Okay, so we had an extra set of tires that's been sitting outside or out in the back for a while that we're going to use to mock up the frame height and everything. It's not the right size, so Robbie's going to do math in his head and figure out the size difference and all that. And then that way he'll know how high the frame's going to have to sit above the axles to get the right height he wants. So we're leaving up the thinking up to him on that part because I'm not good with that kind of.
All right, so it took me 6 hours, but I got this all boxed in. It's all welded, done, back to here. Now this cross member may or may not be coming out, so we didn't weld to it and we didn't box it. But if it comes out, because we are building a new cross member here where we put our strut towers, we can potentially pull this out if we need, or we can leave it. Doesn't even matter. We'll figure that out later. But now we've got some measurements over here on the lift. We're gonna pull some measurements here and get our centers and get those axles underneath, compensate for the tire difference because we have our small tires that come off my Duramax. And then we're gonna weld some bars where those axles need to be. We're gonna square them up. All right, so now we're gonna do some math. Here's our budget. We're not adding to the budget. Oh wait, let's add $5 for metal. Perfect. Okay, so we're at $5 more to the budget. So here's our frame. Here's our ground. We have 30 inches to the bottom of the frame. So now we have a wheel and a tire package that's 42 inches. So to the center of that is gonna be 21 inches, roughly. Sean's going to actually measure it to see exactly what it is aired up. It might be a little bit less because we run them on lower pressure. Anyway, we have like a, what is that? So we're 15 inches to the center of that one. What's your measurement out there?
20 and 3/4.
Oh, pretty close. So cool, we'll just go, we'll just say 21. All right, so what that means is we have a difference of 6 inches. So there's our magic number that we're going to deduct out of here. So this is gonna be 24 inches to the bottom of the frame with the wheel and tire package that we have right now. That will compensate for a 42-inch tire, I believe. And then what we'll do is we'll have our axle tube and we'll have our frame rail and we'll put a bar right between it. We'll weld it once we get them squared up where we want them, and that's gonna give us the location of our axles. So, you know what? Without further ado, let's go do it. All right, so right here is gonna be the center of our front axle. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna get our plumb bobs going, and then we will go, we'll measure the distance between it, and I'll go over to the axle and I'll measure it out center, and then I'll get our width. And so basically all we gotta do is drop this down to those marks and it'll be pretty dang square. Now, we don't have to be 100% because we're gonna have a lot of adjustment in our links, but we wanna make sure it's very close. 36 1/4. All right, let's go get this put in. All right, we're gonna use Colton straps and lift this off. Now, we do not recommend you do this with your lift, okay? We are YouTube lift certified. We're able to lift like this, but I don't want you guys doing this and getting hurt. Okay, this is the proper way to lift your axle off your axle stands. All right, go lift the lift. Okay, kids, everybody stand back. We are professionals. It's working, it's working. It's working, I'm hoping. I never have a line. So what we're gonna do is put this down on the ground and we'll put our Go Jacks under it, get it into position. That way we don't have to try to fight with no steering on it. All right, and for the record, that was a joke. These are mat straps. Colton doesn't make straps. Hey, Linky. Coming to help? These are called plumb bobs. They make my life easy. Shows us right where our center mark is. Come over to me, hillbilly. Just a bump, just one bump. Whoa, right there. All right, so Sean's gonna go cut us 2 pieces that are 11 inches. This is where we want it to sit. We're about a 1/2 inch up, but what we're gonna do is get that adjustment in our shocks because our axle's gonna be correct in the front. But right now, we are square on our lines. We are centered. We are every direction that we want accurate. Now we're using plumb bobs, come off of our marks. Like we showed you, we made our center marks. This is the correct way to get your axle set. Now, we're gonna weld it. So this isn't gonna move. And After it's welded, we can pull all our links and get everything set, get everything where we need it. I actually think that the next step after this, before we can build links, is we need to get our motor and tranny in here.
Before we do your link.
Yep, because we got to know where our transmission cross member is going to be. That's going to be the next video, not this one. All right, this side is welded. We'll repeat the process up here, get this side done, and work on the back. All right, front axle is installed. We're ready to go wheeling. All right, we're going to get all our center marks, get our plumb bob marks. We're not going to bore you guys with all that crap. We're just going to show you putting it in. So we'll hurry and do that off camera and get this thing put in. We're going to check to make sure that our wheelbase is 115 inches. In theory, it's going to fit. Sean did the measurements, and Sean is very smart compared to us. So we'll be right back. All right, we got all our measurements done. We got to lift this off and do the exact same thing we did in the front. With these little bitty tires and moving the wheelbase back, now the tires are going to hit the bumpers. So Hillbilly's just going to hack these super sweet custom side rail bumpers off, and then we'll get this centered up and weld our braces. We're at 114 inch wheelbase. We want to be at 115, so we're moving backwards an inch because the front we know is right where we need it, and we can mess with the back and rebuild arches and all that fun stuff. So there's my mark. Sean's gonna fix his. We're gonna bring it back, weld it, and then we're gonna look at it. So Sean's gonna verify that we're 115 inch wheelbase. At least that side is. We're close enough. So you can see how far back we went, and we went way far forward. So check this out. You can see our center mark on the front axle. We used to be back about 9 or 10 inches. And so with the 42 inch tires, our approach angle is going to be so awesome. We can just pull up to a wall and the tire's going to hit it and it's just going to go straight up it. So let's get these suckers welded in. All I got to say is look at this, okay? We have a rolling chassis. May not have suspension in it, may not have links. But you know what? We accomplished our goal.
Good job, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. At least she likes me. Look at that. Frame rolls on its own. Might be Flintstone style, but that's fine. Kindly push it. Ooh, he's so big and tough. Look at that. She's so strong. Anyway, still need to put gears, lockers, but our friend Colt from Colt Builds It's going to be coming up to help us. He's actually a competitor, but that's fine.
We're
Now,
going to see monster trucks tomorrow.
Yeah, we are. We're going to see monster trucks tomorrow. So we're taking tomorrow off. But I want to talk to you guys about the Onyx Off-Road Build Challenge voting. So for every day, we need you guys to click the link in the description and go vote for us. But there was a little bit of an issue, so you might notice that the votes have all been taken away. And now what we need from you guys is anybody that has a premium or elite membership to Onyx Off-Road, you're gonna need to log in and go and vote. If you don't have a premium or elite membership, it's no big deal, just go sign up. They have their basic one, they have the premium one that's paid, and they have their elite membership. Now the elite membership is gonna get you a bunch of different savings, so you wanna make sure you get onto the elite program. We have used Onyx Off-Road for years now, and we love it. So Onyx Off-Road has over 10,000 mapped out trails. They're in blue, they're on the app, go check it out. They have so many cool features. You can do 3D mapping, you can do offline mapping, you can do Track Me, you can do a speedometer with the app. There's so many different things that you can do. And we're gonna be using Onyx Off-Road on this entire journey once we get this van built. We're gonna be taking you guys with. We're gonna have interactiveness with our mapping system where we track it. We're gonna show you waypoints. We're gonna share all this information with you guys. So make sure you guys click the link in the description, get yourself an Onyx Off-Road Elite, Premium, or Basic membership. And don't forget to go help us vote because we want to win this awesome trophy and it's people's choice. So you can help us win by clicking the link in the description, getting yourself an Onyx Off-Road membership, and go vote. You guys have got to see what Sean's been up to today. But check this out. Look at this wheel lip. Okay, not only did we cut this out, Sean built a lip and he's welded it in. That way, if we rub up on here, we're not going to be smashing anything. We're not going to be cutting our tires. And besides that, this thing is going to the SEMA show. We're going to make this SEMA quality. This thing is dialed. So he's got it, look, oh man, up inside here, it's all filled in. Can't even tell that we've cut anything out of here. This is gonna look factory. And inside here, we got all our custom cabinetry. So we got this really cool shelf that we're gonna put right in the middle, and we have doors that he built, and this front cabinet's gonna be open. So now both of these cabinets match. We're gonna be putting seats in here, but this interior is just about finished up. And it is awesome. All right, so we're making really good progress on the Onyx off-road build. It's coming along awesome, and I cannot wait for you guys to see this thing in person at SEMA. So, that's it for today, and as always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video,
If you enjoyed this video,
go check out this one.
Go check out this one. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.